Festival Schietmach geïntroduceerd in Nederland eigenlijk een relatief nog onbekend choreografenduo. Nader en Maria Campos, een Libanees-Spaans choreografenduo die vanuit Barcelona opereren. Daar zijn ze in 2006 begonnen en ze hebben eigenlijk heel gestaag hun gezelschap uitgebreid. En waar ze eigenlijk in het begin heel veel solo's en duetten maakten, heel veel samen ook als partners van elkaar, hebben ze nu een voorstelling gemaakt, Set of Sets, een groepstuk. En daar komt dat partnerwerk, waar zij zich in gespecialiseerd hebben, komt er enorm sterk tot uitdrukking. Dus het is het tarten van de zwaartekracht. Het is ook het om de as draaien. Wat gebeurt er met je partner als de ander gaat tollen? De cirkelbeweging zit er heel erg in. Het liften natuurlijk van partners. Hoe ver kun je daarin gaan voordat ze uit balans raken. En we spreken het duo dan ook om te vragen hoe ze tot bijna die acrobatische pure dans, die gespecialiseerd in dat partnerwerk, hoe ze daartoe gekomen zijn. Nader en Maria Campos, Libanees-Spaans uit Barcelona.
Actually, first time, yes, we met. It was in Salra, which is in Girona, actually. So yes, we met in a dance workshop, actually.
In a dance workshop, so not in a dance company.
No, we were still taking, classes, yes. I was a professional, but we were doing the same workshop in Spain with Malpelo, and that's how we met.
It was actually my first time in Europe, I would say, because I live in Lebanon. I was still studying in the university, in the Lebanese university, studying theater, drama. Yeah. And I came especially for this workshop, and it was where we met.
And what was the connection between the two of you? Because you was studying drama and you was a professional dancer.
Back then I was shifting to physical theater and to contemporary dance, and I wanted to take some workshops in Europe. And then I had this opportunity to come to Girona, and basically we improvised together in the last day of the workshop. And I think since then we connected. We connected in this improvisation. It was very emotional also somehow, so we kept on, talking about our common interests somehow. And with time, little by little, I came back to Lebanon. And then when I came back in 2006, where we met again, that was first time 2004. And so we kept on trying to find this common, let's say, axis between both of us, our interest, what does move us actually, and why somehow. Yeah.
Guy, can you describe Maria as a dancer?
There is something that characterizes Maria, especially as a dancer. It's her very rigorosity in the commitment. She is a very rigorous, very committed, even though she's also the choreographer, no, in the work, and she's dancing inside always our creations. And I'm honestly very impressed about her commitment, also as a dancer on stage, about her discipline, even though she's sometimes in the most of the time in this responsibility of taking care of all the aspects of a project. And I'm always surprised by this characteristic, which I like basically in dancers in general.
And Maria, can you describe Guy as, is he a physical dance maker, or what kind of director, kind of maker he is?
Yeah, actually with Guy, it was very funny because our departure point, it was mainly the work through the object. In the beginning, he came more from physical theater, so that was very interesting for me. He was a very physical actor, let's say. I was like searching for the more theatrical part in dance. And it was funny because that was our meeting point in the beginning. Little by little, we started taking away these object ideas, that we used to create in our beginning and in our first works, and then we stayed with the body as an object. So it was very interesting, his way of thinking of the body as an object, and he had a lot of also baggage in very physical work like martial arts, and this also came across with our partnering and contact interest, because I did a lot of contact work, and this was very interesting. His way and his capacity to see the body in this other way, you know, and the reaction into a body that moves, you know, that's in martial arts. So it was very funny to see this this quality of strength, but at the same time there's an organicity that it came across for me like in a very interesting way to develop into our work, into our practice.
And what was the starting point for a set of sets?
Set of sets, it's the beginning of the concept for us. It was a continuation of a previous work. It was funny because we realized that in the previous work we did, that we were already approaching the idea of time as a continuous. And we did a lot of research on this concept as well, like physical wise. Of course, we read about also the concept, but physical wise, we wanted to give the idea of what's time, no, and how you perceive time. And somehow with set of sets, we had this idea of time as an infinity, you know, as this continues, but the initial proposal was to think of like one set, no, one situation that might lead to a future, and then somehow you come back again to this set or this constellation, you want to call it situation, and then that brings you to another one that will bring you again to another. So there was something of the set of sets in this idea of the repetition that comes back. Yeah, that it was very interesting. Physical wise, it brought us to this idea of the circularity. Yeah, set of sets, it's actually based on circularity, and when you take the orbiting and just by using the circle, when you start to work with speed or create tension, no, there's also centrifugal force. So we worked mainly in the idea of how you can create also like speed up by creating these centrifugal forces, and of course because it's a group piece, we work with
seven.
We are 7, and we developed this work through the like how can you approach a body that it's constantly moving in circles or in a circular way.
Mainly we have been since 2012 when we first started a duet, our second duet that was aiming to embody the notion of time and space and to make it concrete through physical tasks, because these notions are very abstract somehow, even though like we are surrounded with this notion. They englobe everything. So how can we embody this type of notion? And we realized that they already, as I said at the beginning, exist in dance itself. They are very elemental, you know, the space and time are there, you know, especially in a discipline such as the dance, no?
First of all, we start just walking, you know, and then from this walk, there will be, you know, like also approaches to little by little. I mean, of course, we work a lot with composition, yeah, but this work also creates a composition with a whole bunch of group that then we play with orbiting, with going faster, and then you like this brings you into space, and then also it creates movement in your body, when you start to also initiate from a body body part in circulars. Like we work a lot with spirals, and then there is the encounters with other people, because as I said, like the base is the contact. So it's based on a body that moves, and how can we find these somehow these mechanics that allow us to come together as one group, as one body, sorry. Yeah, so the group becomes one body.
Whatever is the physical task, it should contain somehow a study of the anatomy of that task. It means like we approach it as we are studying the functionality of each task, such as walking, such as swinging an arm. So you find out at the end that you are working with the inorganic body. So you don't try to force or to add any let's say effect on it. If not, you try to see how it behaves.
You are also a duo in real life at home. You are a set. Is there always dancing and theater at home? Is there always discussion about how it will be in the theater, how will be the performance? Or is it sometimes quiet at home?
Sometimes it's quiet, because most of the time, we always, mainly you talk, of course, about practicalities, trying to find solution to not problems, sometimes problems, but just like, it's somehow, I think the production aspect and the artistic aspect of a work, they are there. They should be there. It's not like we only think about the artistic. Of course we do. You have this period of time where you research, where you just go into the studio. But I think it's very important not to disconnect from the other aspects, because somehow they can inspire you also, even though they could look very like static,
Yeah, well, I mean, we try. We try to do at least that at some point. Okay, that's it. We have to, now it's our life. And yeah, as Guy said, like, if the work allows us, because we are freelancers in the end, no? Everybody is like, if there's intensive moments, like you have to only work, and then it's nice when you also now really, so it's an important part as well to charge, for what comes after. Again, to come back.